Thanks, Larry. Larry Barnwell here, Martin Guitars, and I am Paul, and we are at Music Villa in Bozeman, Montana. And I know it's like 10 below out there, and so I appreciate you coming in and early and getting your hands warmed up. And
yeah, it was cold this morning.
Yeah, it was really cold.
My car said 12 below, and
Yep.
I got in it to start it to come over here.
Yeah, and the wind was blowing on top of it, so it's
Yeah,
been great. Well, we're excited though because we have the new D28 Modern Deluxe, and you've all heard a lot about it. It came out at NAMM, and it was hugely successful. I saw your booth was booming. And first of all, just tell us a quick outline of this guitar, and then we're going to show you some really cool stuff. We have some little samples of the parts and pieces that were used on this. So, the titanium truss rod, the liquid bridge pins. Where did the whole guitar line come from? Who's,
Well, yeah, I'll back up just a second. You mentioned being at NAMM. You know how loud it is at NAMM.
Yeah.
Everybody that walked into the booth that played the guitar went, man, that's the loudest guitar I've ever played.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of reasons for that. And I could actually hear it at the NAMM show. But the idea kind of came about. We've owned the name Deluxe, or not owned it, but used the name Deluxe, all the way back into the 30s when we did the OM45 Deluxe.
Right.
And it meant, pinnacle, nice stuff. And then we took the term modern to introduce some new factors, modern technology into the instrument. When you start talking about the deluxe side of it, the neck profile is something that's totally different.
Yeah.
We took the neck profile off of the OM45 Deluxe that we have in our museum, and it turns out that it was not symmetrical on either side of the back of the neck. So it was a little bit flatter on the underneath side or the treble side than it is on the bass side.
Gotcha.
When you get further up the neck, it gets fat and it gets a little bit more symmetrical. But it's interesting the way it feels. It
feels very vintage.
Yeah, very old.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the aspects of it. Also, the other modern things that we did to it, weight is a big factor.
Yeah.
And, as you know, I own quite a few old guitars, and every one of them are pretty light.
Yep.
For a variety of reasons, just the instrument drying out and aging, but also some of the components in it. Like some of the guitars, from the 40s had ebony truss rods in it, very light versus a piece of metal in there.
Right.
What we've done on the truss rod on this truss rod that you're holding there.
We have examples.
Yeah, this one is what goes in every D28, D18. Yeah. All the Nazareth-made guitars, have this truss rod in it. And there's a weight, and I'm sure you'll show them on a scale at some point, but this one versus, and that's a steel truss rod. Yep. This is a titanium truss rod.
Big difference.
The weight is unbelievable. It really lightens up the neck quite a bit on it.
Yeah.
Another thing that we've done in the weight side of things is the bridge plate. If you look at our original bridge plate that we have there, it's a maple bridge plate. We've used maple plates on, guitars forever. There was a period when they used rosewood, but maple has been the mainstay.
And that's, right underneath the pegs there.
Goes
underneath the bridge.
Right here to support the thin top there. And but what we've done on this one is we have taken a piece of Adirondack spruce that's been torrefied from our VTS system, and we've covered it on the outside with carbon fiber. So that piece of spruce is sandwiched in between two pieces of carbon fiber.
It's just stronger. The bridge pins don't tear out.
Right.
Over years of restringing your guitar, you're not going to get it wearing away. A lot of old guitars, you have to replace this, right?
Right, or you got to fix it. Not on this.
And then you showed me this earlier. You're going like this. If you just listen to it, I don't know if you can hear it in the room here. That's the wood one. There's a definite
amazing ping in there that you don't. That's the first thing I noticed when I picked those up and dropped them.
It seems like everything makes the guitar want to kind of ring a little bit more,
right?
Bring up the volume a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, speaking of bringing up the volume, the bridge pins that are in here, these are liquid metal bridge pins, and I don't completely understand the the technology of liquid metal, but you've done a little research and looked it up.
Yeah, and I know one thing they say, they are like a titanium type of metal, but what I heard was they don't absorb, the pins. So there's, a lot of like plastic or different type of bridge pins. They absorb a lot of sound. They basically reflect sound. So supposedly you're getting a little bit higher decibel.
Yeah,
and they've done tests.
According to the tests that we've done, it's about a 2 dB boost in just the natural sound of the guitar.
And that's a lot,
Yeah.
The thing is, the pins touch the strings, touch the bridge plate. That's kind of where everything comes from.
Together,
right?
Yeah. Right. It's all focused in there. Yeah. Another thing is the frets. We've done the gold frets, and there's a hardness level in these frets. There's a copper alloy in there that gives them that gold look.
Yeah.
But in hardness, it's about halfway between what a stainless steel fret is and what the nickel silver that we typically use.
Gotcha.
So it's a harder fret. It's going to wear better.
Yeah.
Also, the tuning machines are gold, made right here in Bozeman, Montana.
Waverly. Yeah.
Waverly's.
Beautiful tuners.
Yep.
I love the
peghead overlay with the inlay on it. That's real abalone pearl.
Yeah.
It's not abalone, It's abalone pearl. And
then the VTS top. So
VTS.
You got the age top.
Yeah, yes, age top. The VTS top is Sitka, but the bracing inside is Adirondack, and it is also torrefied.
Okay.
So.
And they use a hide glue, protein glue type of thing.
Yeah, it's a protein glue on all of the areas of the top, including the braces, the bridge plate, and things like that. Also, this beautiful flame maple binding on it just sets it apart. It is definitely a deluxe piece.
Cool.
It's bound with herringbone trim too. Much similar to the way the HD28 is.
They sound great. We have an HD28. There's a D18, triple O 28, and an OM 28.
That's correct.
And that's the current lineup. And what's cool is you're mixing modern with vintage. As we just said, the vintage neck, the VTS top, the hide glue. And then you get all the modern things with the titanium truss rod. Larry, thank you very much. Thanks for bringing these parts down.
You bet.
It's really cool to see them like this. And we're going to weigh them and do some experiments. And
great.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be here and come down to visit these folks. They got a mighty fine shop here. They do a great job for us at Martin. And we appreciate it. Thanks a lot,
Larry.
Paul.
Always good to see you. Thanks for watching.